Hi, this is attorney Heather Collier of the Collier Law Firm LLC in Foley, Alabama. And like I told you earlier, I'm working from home today and I'm actually re-recording this video. This video deals with grandparent visitation rights. And the reason that I'm re-recording it is because it only recorded like 11 seconds of the video, so that doesn't really help you much. But if you are a grandparent and you are looking for visitation rights with your grandchildren, whether it be a case, where your child's not involved or not in the picture, and an ex has custody of the child and won't let you see your grandchild, or, whether it be the case that, you have issues with your own children and they are withholding your grandchild from you, you now have some recourse in Alabama that you didn't have previously. Um, in the 2000s, the Alabama court uh, ruled in a very important decision called Granville v. Troxel that grandparents in Alabama really didn't have any visitation rights. And as a result, over the years, this has led to a lot of alienation of the grandchildren from their grandparents. And that's something that I have never agreed with. Unless the grandparents were harming the grandchildren, whether it be emotionally or psychologically or physically. But if the grandparents, for all intents and purposes, are good people and they're fit to care for the grandchildren, I have always encouraged uh, grandparents visitation and grandparents rights, because I think that that relationship is so important, and it's something that, I grew up in California, so the laws are different, but growing up, my grandmother was my favorite person. I loved her, loved her, loved her. And to this day, she's still one of my favorite people. And to imagine, not being able to have that relationship with my grandmother, that would be something that I would miss out on. And if I were a child, now that I'm older, I would resent my parents if they had said that I couldn't have that relationship with my grandma. So basically, earlier this year, in May of 2011, Governor Bentley signed HB 334, a copy of which you can find on my website. I'll give that to you a little bit later. But and what that does is grandparents can petition the court for visitation rights with their grandchildren if they can prove that they have a viable and sincere relationship with those grandchildren. And there's a number of different factors that, you know, boost their case. Um, Again, and all those factors are listed on my website. But what this effectively does is it takes that decision for a child who hasn't been able to see their grandparents out of the parents' hands and gives the court the proper authority to rule whether or not grandparents should have those rights in a particular case. Um, some of the things that will strengthen the ability of the court to rule in a grandparent's favor are the relationship with the grandchild prior to it being cut off by the parent or otherwise. The strength of the relationship, how often they visited, how often they talked, just an insight into what they would go and do with the grandchildren, that type of thing. Whether or not, holidays were celebrated together, all of that would be taken into account, as well as, especially in situations where, say, maybe the grandparent had raised the grandchild for a period of time, and now mom and dad, or mom or dad, has gotten back on their feet and has decided, okay, you know what, this is my child, I don't like the way you raised them, I'm going to raise them on my own, and you're not going to have any input or anything like that. um, and if that's the case, That's an even stronger case for why the grandparent needs to continue to be in the grandchild's life, although it's not necessary. But these are just some things that the court is going to look into in assessing the situation in total. So again, it's very important. You can find a copy of the bill on my webpage, and that's www.hddclaw@gmail.com. Again, www.hddclaw@gmail.com. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to contact me by phone. You can reach me at 251-943-4870. Again, 251-943-4870. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure bringing this information to you.